Good morning, children. Today we are starting the chapter Biomolecules from class 11 Biology, the lesson 9. Everybody knows the term biomolecules. Biomolecules are carbon compounds that we get from all living organisms. So biomolecules are carbon rich compounds that we get from living organisms. There are different forms of biomolecules. It can be a micromolecule or macromolecule. Anyway, it should contain carbon, right? Usually biomolecules are macromolecules. Most of the biomolecules present in plants, animals and other organisms includes proteins, carbohydrates, lipids and nucleic acids. Even some types of steroid vitamins are macromolecules. So macromolecules are large sized molecules with a weight around 1000 Dalton. So macromolecules are molecules, large sized molecules with around 1000 Dalton weight. You must have studied some of the examples in details in some time in the previous years. You must have seen lipids, carbohydrates, proteins and nucleic acids. We have already studied nucleic acids in detail in the previous chapter. But proteins and lipids are not studied, that we are going to study in detail. You know, proteins are macromolecules which consist of amino acids. So you must have seen proteins are the macromolecules which contain the monomers of amino acids. In a protein molecule, amino acids are connected by peptide bond. That you will be studying some details in later chapters. So you can understand that initially proteins are long polymers or polymers of amino acid monomers connected by peptide bonds. At the same time, carbohydrates are the polymers which are usually made up of monosaccharides connected by glycosidic bonds, right? Again, DNA and RNA are the nucleic acids, long chain polymers of nucleotides. So DNA and RNA are nucleic acids which contain what? Nucleotides which are connected by, you can say, phosphodiester bonds. So how many bonds I have told you till now? Can you recollect it? I have told you three types of bonds in macromolecules. What are they? Peptide bonds, glycosidic bonds and what I said now, diphosphoester or phosphodiester bonds. These are the very common three forms of bonds present in the macromolecules, in which many monomers are connected together and form a long chain. Such long chain molecules are called polymers. Of course, the polymers are made of many monomers, simple unit molecules which are connected by bonds. So macromolecules, when we consider, you must understand that monomers plus bonds. So three types of bonds I have told you. We will be studying the details sometime later. Now let me tell you the simple biomolecules. The first one you might have come across already in the previous chapters or in chemistry would be amino acids. So amino acids are biomolecules. It is not a macromolecule. It is a monomer of biomolecule, proteins. okay, which are connected by peptide bond. What is an amino acid? How it looks like? That you might have not studied. Now, an amino acid is an organic compound containing amino group and carboxyl group, and both are attached to a common carbon called alpha carbon, or we can also say alpha position of carbon. So what I am telling now, an amino acid, a single amino acid consists of amino group. Amino group. How can you represent amino group? NH. NH is an amino group. And carboxyl group. It is also called acidic group. Carboxyl group. Carboxyl group we represent COOH or acidic group. And these two groups, amino group and carboxyl group or acidic group, are connected to a common carbon. So how you can represent this connection? Now I am writing, you listen to it. NH, there is a bond, peptide bond, then this carboxyl group or acidic group should come. We will write carboxyl group, carboxyl group CO. This one oxygen with double bond we connect. So we can say NHCO. Okay, we can connect like this. COOH. COOH. That will be connected to a common carbon. Common carbon at the center. Common carbon at the center. And this represents a simple amino acid NHCO. Now you can see this NHCO is connected to a common carbon, that is called N carbon position, and there is a side chain representing R. Okay. So what is the general structure of amino acid? Amino acid is an organic molecule containing amino group and carboxyl group. Okay, amino group and carboxyl group. The amino group and carboxyl group is connected to a common carbon, that is called N or alpha carbon. Alpha carbon. Alpha carbon. There is always a side chain of R. So this represents one amino acid. So what is the peptide bond? The amino acids are connected by peptide bond and form a large molecule of proteins. Now there are 20 types of amino acids. 20 types of amino acids in the nature, which connect in a different manner, random manner, to form thousands of protein molecules. Only 20 amino acids take part in the formation of thousands of protein molecules. And these 20 amino acids can be of different types. They belong to different types. Sometimes they may be acidic amino acid. Acidic. Sometimes basic amino acid or neutral. Even they are also called aromatic amino acids. Aromatic amino acids. So amino acids we can simply generally classify into acidic, basic and neutral amino acid. And the last one is aromatic amino acids. So this is based on the number of amino group and carboxyl group. You know, amino group is basic in nature and carboxyl group is acidic in nature, as they are acidic in property. Amino group is basic and acidic group or carboxyl group is acidic in nature. In an acidic amino acid, for example, as it is given here, glutamic acid is an acidic amino acid. Glutamic acid. Glutamic acid is an amino acid which contains more acidic group. COH group is more. Number is more than basic. So it may be one additional acidic group present in an amino acid. Then it is acidic amino acid, that is called glutamic acid. Then basic amino acid contain an additional amino group or basic group. It can be arginine. You can see arginine and lysine. Arginine and lysine are basic amino acid because it contains one more extra group of NH or amino. That is why they are called basic amino acid. Neutral amino acids are valine and alanine, in which both acidic and basic groups are same in number. So based on the number of the acidic group and basic group, amino group, acidic group is carboxyl group and basic group is amino group. Now based on the number, we can divide the amino acids into three categories: basic, neutral and aromatic. Basic, acidic and neutral amino acids. Aromatic amino acids are special types of amino acids with the aromatic ring. Aromatic ring. These aromatic amino acids are the precursor of many other molecules in our body. For example, during assimilation, the aromatic amino acids like tyrosine, tryptophan, phenylalanine. There are many aromatic amino acids. These amino acids will undergo metabolism and form many other different types of proteins or compounds which are essential for our body formation. For example, if I say, you can say the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a protein. Hemoglobin is a protein molecule which consists of different types of amino acids. That amino acids undergo metabolic reactions and form various essential compounds or essential proteins. So aromatic amino acids are the amino acids with the aromatic ring. They, after metabolism, they convert to many other products in our body. So aromatic amino acids are very important amino acids. Okay. So again, amino acids can be essential or non-essential. Certain amino acids are synthesized in our body during assimilation, and they are called non-essential because our body can synthesize such amino acids. So amino acids, this type of amino acids which are synthesized in our body is called a non-essential amino acid because we get synthesized in our body. So it is non-essential to get from outside. Okay. Whereas essential amino acids which are not synthesized in our body, we have to get it through diet. So there are different types of amino acids. Basically, an amino acid consists of one amino group and one carboxyl group, which are connected by a common carbon. We call this carbon alpha carbon. And there is always a side chain R. R represents the side chain of amino acids, and this R may vary in different amino acids. Now, this is all about the amino acid in brief. Now we are coming to lipids. What are lipids? Lipids are water insoluble substances. Lipids are water insoluble substances. Mainly they contain simple fatty acids. They contain simple fatty acids. So lipids are water insoluble compounds containing carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. They are otherwise called fatty acids. Fatty acids. So lipids are also considered as the simple biomolecule because lipids are found mainly in a simple form. But why the lipids are considered in the macromolecule level not because of their weight, but the lipids are insoluble. Many membranes of lipids or many molecules of lipids are insoluble in water. So they cannot be easily dissolved in water. This is one of the reasons why they are called, they are included in the macromolecular list. But amino acid is a simple biomolecule, it is not a macromolecule. Lipids are also really a simple biomolecule, but lipids does not dissolve some of the components in the water. Hence, lipids are included in the macromolecular level. Now, I told you lipids are fatty acids, or lipids are a form of fatty acids. And what is the importance? A fatty acid has carboxyl group attached to R group, just like in the amino acids. A lipid molecule has a fatty acid connected to R group, side group, or lipids consist of a simple lipid consists of a fatty acid plus side group, side chain called R group. This R group may vary. For example, R can be methyl CH3. It can be ethyl group CH3. Ethyl group C2H4. So like this. What is the difference between this ethyl and methyl? CH2. They are different in CH2. We can understand that the number of CH2 group increases one after another. Here it is CH3 methyl. So R group can be methyl. It can also be ethyl, propyl, butyl, pentyl. So like that, every time one carbon will increase plus 2 hydrogen, CH2 will be added to each one. So fatty acids with a side group R, it can be methyl, ethyl. So such lipids with fatty acids with a side chain is very common in the nature. Here we can also say if there is only one carbon, it is called methyl fatty acids. Like this, up to 20 carbon can increase. 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 20. 19, if there are 19 carbon, then it is called palmitic acid. Then if 20 carbons are there, it is called arachidonic acid. So you can see, if there are 19 carbon in the lipids, it can be what? Palmitic acid. If there are 20 carbon, then it is called arachidonic acid. So what are lipids? Lipids are water insoluble compounds containing carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. They are otherwise called simple fatty acids. Simply they are fatty acids with the side chain R. R may vary. It can be CH3 methyl, it can be C2H4 ethyl, like that. Every time it will, the carbon, number of carbon atom will increase 1 to 20, not more than that. Okay, so if 19 carbons are present in this side chain, then it is called palmitic acid. If arachidonic acid, there are 20 carbon atoms. Now, there are two forms of fatty acids in a lipids: saturated fatty acids and unsaturated fatty acids. What are saturated fatty acids? Saturated fatty acids are without double bonds. Saturated fatty acids are without double bond. For example, we can say palmitic acid and stearic acid. Palmitic acid and stearic acid are saturated fatty acids. So there are two types of fatty acids. What are they? Saturated and unsaturated. Saturated and unsaturated. Saturated fatty acids without a double bond. Without a double bond. Unsaturated fatty acids may contain one or more double bonds. For example, saturated fatty acids can be palmitic acid. Palmitic acid, then stearic acid. Again, unsaturated fatty acids, oleic acid, OLEIC, oleic acid, linoleic acid, linoleic acid, and linoleic acid. These all are unsaturated group. Unsaturated linoleic acid. So saturated fatty acids are without a double bond and unsaturated fatty acids are with a double bond. Saturated fatty acids, example palmitic acid, stearic acid, which are really harmful to our body because this cannot be dissociated during digestion and it will be deposited in the form of cholesterol in our body. So the saturated fatty acids are usually animal fatty acids and certain plant fatty acids are also. Whereas unsaturated fatty acids are with the double bond, they will be dissociated during digestion or assimilation. Example, oleic acid, linoleic, olive oil, then some amount of what we call avocado oil, then again we can say or sunflower oil. All these are unsaturated fatty acids. They contain unsaturated fatty acids which has one or more double bond and they will easily dissociate it because the double bond store the energy. During digestion what happens, it can be easily broken and dissociated. Right? So unsaturated fatty acids are usually useful and harmless. Okay? Example, most of the plant oils and fats are unsaturated fatty acids. That's all about from the introductory part. Thank you.